So you're about to get hands-on and learn about cybersecurity skills in this interactive activity. Our digital world is powered by technology, from exchanging messages to turning on the lights. We rely on technology without even realising the impact it has on our lives. And we need to protect it. A career in cybersecurity means that you'll play.
I love telling stories.
Make the shot look as beautiful as possible.
Passionate about the animation in general. My main job is to lead a group of people to produce amazing fantasy creatures, fake humans.
Our job is to, in a way, make the shot look pretty. We add in all the lights, change the mood of the scenes, and make the shot look as beautiful as possible.
We need to work with the modelling and animation department to define how things should move. And obviously that, for an animation company, that's very important.
My speciality is essentially the story, so no matter what the animation type is, no matter what we're making, whether it's a trailer or a cinematic, I just have to make sure that the story works.
In the beginning, I was just an artist with all paints and a lot of pencils.
Me, I studied mathematics.
I started off in university doing a general animation course, which led me into 3D animation. I found out there was an opportunity for a recruitment position in Axis, which I used as a foot in the door.
Engineering, physics, maths, programming. Even if it's slightly unrelated to what you're doing, those areas still give you a way of thinking, a mindset to approach problems and solve them.
The technical skills of needing to, understand how to operate the software, that's almost the easy bit. The harder bit, more than anything else, it's like being able to relate to people.
Work in a team, give and receive feedback.
I'd definitely say start looking into it now, get familiar with the softwares that are out there, play with them a little bit, find out what you enjoy.
Just try to do some small stuff today, to learn something new today, and tomorrow another small thing, and one day you will succeed.
If you have an interest in film, media, TV, pursue that because it is a very worthwhile career.
For specific digital skills, there's coding, and that can be both writing apps and software, as well as coding firmware, which is embedded code on processors that run the programs and the devices. To make those apps work, you need the user interface design, so how you design the look and feel of an application. Building websites, writing content, being able to create videos, blog pieces, articles, things of interest for people through social media, and then being able to work those platforms effectively. When you have an audience, then really being able to understand them is becoming much more important for businesses. So understanding analytics and being able to handle data, so looking at the number of website visits you've had, what pages are they going to, and what are they doing on those pages. Being able to understand data on the digital side and how to interpret it and to use it to help the user's experience, but also to help you as a business communicate more effectively with people coming into your digital channels.
love telling stories.
Make the shot look as beautiful as possible.
Passionate about the animation in general. My main job is to lead a group of people to produce amazing fantasy creatures, fake humans.
Our job is to, in a way, make the shot look pretty. We add in all the lights, change the mood of the scenes, and make the shot look as beautiful as possible.
We need to work with the modelling and animation department to define how things should move. And obviously that, for an animation company, that's very important.
My speciality is essentially the story, so no matter what the animation type is, no matter what we're making, whether it's a trailer or a cinematic, I just have to make sure that the story works.
In the beginning, I was just an artist with all paints and a lot of pencils.
Me, I studied mathematics.
I started off in university doing a general animation course, which led me into 3D animation. I found out there was an opportunity for a recruitment position in Axis, which I used as a foot in the door.
Engineering, physics, maths, programming. Even if it's slightly unrelated to what you're doing, those areas still give you a way of thinking, a mindset to approach problems and solve them.
The technical skills of needing to, understand how to operate the software, that's almost the easy bit. The harder bit, more than anything else, it's like being able to relate to people.
Work in a team, give and receive feedback.
I definitely say start looking into it now, get familiar with the softwares that are out there, play with them a little bit, find out what you enjoy.
Just try to do some small stuff today, to learn something new today, and tomorrow another small thing, and one day you will succeed.
If you have an interest in film, media, TV, pursue that because it is a very worthwhile career.
For specific digital skills, there's coding, and that can be both writing apps and software, as well as coding firmware, which is embedded code on processors that run the programs and the devices. To make those apps work, you need the user interface design, so how you design the look and feel of an application. Building websites, writing content, being able to create videos, blog pieces, articles, things of interest for people through social media, and then being able to work those platforms effectively. When you have an audience, then really being able to understand them is becoming much more important for businesses. So understanding analytics and being able to handle data, so looking at the number of website visits you've had, what pages are they going to, and what they're doing on those pages. Being able to understand data on the digital side and how to interpret it and to use it to help the user's experience, but also to help you communicate more effectively with people coming into your digital channels.
Permission.
love telling stories.
Make the shot look as beautiful as possible.
Passionate about animation in general. My main job is to lead a group of people to produce amazing fantasy creatures, fake humans.
Our job is to, in a way, make the shot look pretty. We add in all the lights, change the mood of the scenes, and make the shot look as beautiful as possible.
We need to work with the modelling and animation department to define how things should move. And obviously that, for an animation company, that's very important.
My speciality is essentially the story, so no matter what the animation type is, no matter what we're making, whether it's a trailer or a cinematic, I just have to make sure that the story works.
In the beginning, I was just an artist with oil paints and a lot of pencils.
Me, I studied mathematics.
I started off in university doing a general animation course, which led me into 3D animation. I found out there was an opportunity for a recruitment position in Axis, which I used as a foot in the door.
Engineering, physics, maths, programming. Even if it's slightly unrelated to what you're doing, those areas still give you a way of thinking, a mindset to approach problems and solve them.
The technical skills of needing to, understand how to operate the software, that's almost the easy bit. The harder bit, more than anything else, it's like being able to relate to people.
Work in a team, give and receive feedback.
I'd definitely say start looking into it now, get familiar with the softwares that are out there, play with them a little bit, find out what you enjoy.
Just try to do some small stuff today, to learn something new today, and tomorrow another small thing, and one day you will succeed.
If you have an interest in film, media, TV, pursue that because it is a very worthwhile career.
For specific digital skills, there's coding, and that can be both writing apps and software, as well as coding firmware, which is embedded code on processors that run the programs and the devices. To make those apps work, you need the user interface design, so how you design the look and feel of an application. Building websites, writing content, being able to create videos, blog pieces, articles, things of interest for people through social media, and then being able to work those platforms effectively. When you have an audience, then really being able to understand them is becoming much more important for businesses. So understanding analytics and being able to handle data, so looking at the number of website visits you've had, what pages are they going to, and what they're doing on those pages. Being able to understand data on the digital side and how to interpret it and to use it to help the user's experience, but also to help you as a business communicate more effectively with people coming into your digital channels.
welcome to Cyber Skills Live. My name is Kirstie, I work in the Cyber Resilience Unit and I'm interested in all things tech. You're about to get hands-on and learn cybersecurity skills in this interactive activity. Our digital world is powered by technology. From exchanging messages to turning on the lights, we rely on technology without realising the impact it has on our lives. And we need to protect it. A career in cybersecurity means that you'll play a key part in protecting our digital world. In Scotland, for every 2 jobs available, there's only 1 applicant. So there's a huge opportunity for an interesting career. We need more people with digital skills to help make us more resilient against cyber attacks. And there's a huge wide range of careers in the cybersecurity industry. Technology skills are really valuable, but it's not just a career for techies. It's a lot more than just sitting behind a computer. There's jobs in marketing, digital forensics, legal, project management, design and more. It goes across all sectors and all skills. And it's a career option for everyone. And we're here in the Digital Den here in Glasgow. And today there's over 700 of you taking part in this live lesson. So I'm here with digital human, David.
Hello, I'm David. I'm a digital human, among other things, and I'm very passionate about cybersecurity. And it's fantastic that there are so many of you joining us today for this exciting live lesson all across Scotland and the world. We have people from, in fact, I'm going to give you some shout outs. I'm going to shout out your school's name. When we say your school's name, give us a massive cheer because we can hear you.
Yes.
And
the powers of technology, we can hear you.
Yeah, this isn't one way. It's definitely not one way. If we say your name, give us a huge cheer because it means a lot to us. Arran High School.
Oh, I think you need to be a little bit louder than that. One more shout.
Arran High School.
Yes, that's much better.
Thank you for joining us, Arran High School. Got a lot of detectives from there today. Clydebank High School.
Yes, thanks, Clydebank.
They sound very enthusiastic.
Yeah.
Let's see who else we've got. Prestwick Academy, thank you for joining us. I actually went to Prestwick Academy, so although I'm impartial, I'll be hoping that you win in today's activity. St Kentigern's Academy, thank you very much for joining us. Give us a big cheer if you can. And people from all over the world and other places. So your teachers, the last time we did this, they gave us some really, really, really good tweets. And we read all the tweets that get sent in. So get your teacher to take some photos of you playing the activity and tweet them to @DigitalWorldHQ and use the hashtag CyberSkillsLive. The hashtag is CyberSkillsLive. We read all the tweets and it really, really makes our day.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
We love to see it coming in.
We love to see you working away, cracking the case. Now, I'm sorry to say that there has been a murder.
Wait, no. Let me do this. There has been a murder.
That's what I meant.
That's what you meant.
That's what I meant.
Yep.
And so today, you're all going to become forensic specialists and work together to crack the case. Okay, Dougal, let's play the intro video.
In modern policing, collecting evidence at a crime scene is more than just dusting for fingerprints or searching for strands of hair. In many crimes, there can be a trail of digital evidence that leads directly to the criminal.
In this interactive lesson, you're going to step into the shoes of a digital forensic specialist and use your digital skills to solve a crime.
Around 10 p.m. on the 28th of November, police were alerted to the discovery of a man's body in Bishop Briggs, Glasgow.
An eyewitness gave a statement that he saw another man leaving the office. The description of the man matches that of known fugitive Chris Mallum, who police are keen to speak to about a series of murders.
We have cordoned off an area for forensic examination, as work continues to understand the circumstances around the man's death.
A piece of digital evidence was recovered at the crime scene.
Your challenge is to use your digital skills to solve the crime and help the police catch the murderer.
First, you'll identify, log and validate the digital evidence recovered at the crime scene. And then, you'll investigate the digital evidence to look for clues. Finally, you'll recover the key evidence to lead police to the suspect.
The case is fictional, but this is based on actual techniques and procedures that are used in real cases. Now it's time to start the investigation.
Follow the instructions and let's see if you can crack the case.
So that's it. Everyone, if you go to your computers and go to cyberskillslesson.com, we can get started. So if you go onto the website and you click on the first activity, which is how to solve a murder, and follow the instructions and get started. So this is a tricky case that we're going to have to solve here then, David.
It's certainly an intriguing case. And you know, we know as much about the case as you do, so we're kind of in the dark
lying.
about who's killed whom. What's the first thing that we need to do, Kirstie?
So the first thing here is we're going to start logging the evidence into our sort of computer system so that we've got a record of it. And it's important to have created these records, isn't it? So that we can prove what evidence has been collected, and we can use that to sort of help build up our intelligence and report that to our police detectives. So what kind of things is it that they're logging at the moment?
Well, what's happened is, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we've found a pen drive.
Okay.
There's been a pen drive found at the scene of the crime. And what we're wanting to do is just get as much information about the pen drive as possible and log it into our secure police computer system. It's important that we take as much information as we can so that we know the provenance of the evidence, so that we know, that it's not been mishandled, we can identify it. So we're going to log things like the serial number, we're going to note things like who made the hard drive or the pen drive, and we're going to also make sure that we take a note of when it was found, because if you're working as the police, you've got so much evidence to keep on top of. You need to be organised, or you might get things mixed up.
Yeah, and there's probably not enough people with those skills to sort of collect that evidence at the moment. But people think that this could be a difficult thing to maybe do, but actually, if you've got skills like you're good at attention to detail with things, if you can follow instructions well, then that's really important to kind of use in this sort of line of work. So we're doing a sort of what are we doing here? The sort of the custody of.
We're trying to establish the chain of custody.
Right.
So it's important in digital forensics for us to have evidence of where this material came from, where it's been, who's handled it.
Okay.
So what we wouldn't want to happen is we find a pen drive and we put it in the computer and then we change it, because then that's like walking into a crime scene without gloves and touching.
So you're tampering
with everything.
Evidence?
Yeah, you'd be tampering with the evidence.
Okay.
So we need to take a clean room copy and just take a bit for bit copy of what is on the drive.
So that's an exact copy, isn't it?
Yeah, and then we can examine that
Right.
without messing up the original evidence, because that might need to be used in court. In fact, it will be used in court if the case goes to plan.
Oh, this is a tricky case as well.
I can tell you people are taping some serial numbers at the moment.
Excellent.
Some people need to look more carefully at the names of the drive that's being used as well, so pay attention there. I've seen a few mistakes.
Okay.
Yep, so remember that accuracy is a key part of the forensics investigation process. We need to be really specific about the information that we type in.
For example, the location, it's not good enough just to say a city or an area. We want the exact location where the device was found.
Okay, yes. So there might be some evidence there with perhaps an address. We need to be more specific when we're typing it in.
Need the full
because
address.
actually that's probably a key part for detectives, because they can't just say, oh yeah, it happened in Glasgow, because that could be anywhere. It's a large city,
Yeah.
It has to be which street, which number, which postcode was it. So we need everything in detail so that we can really look through that and use that as our evidence.
And I can see that we've actually got a lot of evidence coming in already. How many detectives do we have online, Kirstie?
Let's have a look. It's going
Oh,
up. It's going up.
Certainly,
There's quite a lot here. I'll let it build up, but
yeah, more every second seem to be coming online.
we've got 196 detectives so far.
Fantastic.
So that's a lot of evidence that we're trying to log in. So why is it important to maintain the sort of chain of custody? You know, if it's not preserved right, why is that an important thing?
It's important because if we have to prove a case in court, we need to know where the evidence has come from, who's handled it, was it collected ethically and properly? Because if you were to just say, oh, here's a pen drive, it's the murderer, like, someone could have tampered with the evidence, someone could have gone on and implanted something on that drive.
Yeah.
So we need to take this evidence from the crime scene, make a copy of it, and make sure that the original evidence isn't going to be tampered with. We know exactly where this data came from, so we can prove the case.
I quite like doing things like taking notes of things and noting things down in detail, so I quite enjoy that. I think it's therapeutic.
You could be a valuable asset to the police if you find that therapeutic.
Yeah.
You might be a great forensic specialist.
I could be.
There's a lot
I see
of...
quite a few people taking digital copies now as well. So what is a digital copy? What's this sort of forensic copy about, and what is it doing at the moment? Because a lot of people seem to be on a screen just now, but it's taken a while to do it.
Oh, well done.
Oh, are we cloning a drive here?
That's what we're doing.
Ah, okay, yeah. So we never analyse, as you were saying, the original copy on a USB drive because we might accidentally tamper with it, or we might damage it, or something might go wrong, and we need to use that as evidence when we're presenting it in court. So the first thing we need to do is take an exact copy of that drive, and this is known as a forensic clone of that exact drive. It's a bit by bit copy. And at the moment you'll see that it's maybe swirling around your screen at the moment, taking a while, but in reality this can take a while to clone a drive. You know, it's a lot. It could be a lot of documents, it could be a large, you know, gigabytes, megabytes storage on this little thing. So in probably real life it might take a few days or a day or so to maybe clone this drive. So you are on the right page at the moment. If your cursor is swirling around on the screen, it's just taking a bit of time to clone that evidence for us. But that's really important that we get that step right.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, obviously we're working on the one case right now. If we were working on 50 cases, I don't think the police would just sit there and like watch the thing spin round. Like they'd probably get on with another case. But for today, we just have to wait patiently for the clone to complete.
There's more people joining the lesson as well, so don't worry, people can catch up too.
Yeah, excellent. Welcome to you that have joined us in the live lesson. Thank you.
If you have joined late, don't worry. You can continue along. Just follow what it says in the app, and you haven't missed anything. So just keep playing, and we'll be continuing to crack the case.
If you found a USB stick in the middle of a car park, David, would you plug it into your computer?
I feel like you're testing me right now.
I'm testing you.
I don't think I would.
That is the correct answer. You wouldn't plug in a suspicious item into your computer.
Why is that?
Because it could potentially have some sort of malware or a virus on it. So if you find a USB stick in the car park or in the school, I would hand it into somebody from your IT department.
And they can plug it in.
And they can plug it in and let them see what's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's how a lot of criminals can get away with infecting people's machines and businesses, and by putting malware on a USB drive.
Can be tempting as well, you know, if you're in need of storage and you're in a car park and it's like, oh, there's an 8 gigabyte drive, like I'll just put all my stuff on that. Who knows, it could be waterlogged and you'll lose all your data at some point.
So I can see that the images are nearly cloned now, so just a second or two it will be, and then you should find them updated on their screen.
That's good. Excellent. Well done.
Great. Well, thank you all for cloning the images so efficiently and quickly. So now that we've collected all the evidence, we are going to actually start investigating a little bit further.
Yep.
Do you want to tell us a wee bit about that?
Yeah, so we're going to recover a bit of the digital evidence, like the phone or the USB drive or a computer, and we're going to look for clues that might tell us things about this. So we might say it might tell us things about where they've been, who they've spoken to, where they might be going if they're on the run, perhaps. So we're going to look through and see what kind of things we can find out on this drive itself, now that we've got the other copy that we can play around with.
I think we're going to start by taking a hash of the drive as well, so that we can check that we have an exact copy, like you were saying.
Good idea, yeah.
An exact copy of the original evidence, and it's not been messed with by someone.
So what's a hash?
Sorry?
What's that? What does that mean then?
So yes, good point. Hashing is a function. How do I explain it? It's when you can take a bit of data, you can get a unique number that will only match that data. So for instance, if I took my phone and I took a clone of my iPhone and I hashed it, it would match that copy of the file every single time. It's just an exact match.
And a hash number looks a little bit weird looking because it's a mixture of numbers, symbols, letters, characters, and only that it's a unique number that will match that exact copy from what you've taken it before.
And if it didn't match, we would know that something was fishy and that maybe someone had changed the evidence after we'd collected it or something like that. So once we've actually hashed it, we're going to start looking through the drive and start seeing if we can find some interesting tidbits of evidence. Such
People have
as
been asking about what's the tool that they're using here to actually investigate the drive?
So we're using a proprietary suite of software called Robopolis, which includes all kinds of tools for forensic examination. In this case, we're using its utilities for hashing, and also we're using other tools like grep and cat.
We might be, yeah. Cool.
Is this in a terminal thing? So this is like a terminal is a place where you can enter commands for you to run certain commands, isn't it? So instead of like on a normal computer where you would kind of click your cursor and open folders, we're using this terminal command to type in what we want it to do. So that's what terminal is. And this is a thing that a lot of security experts use to navigate around their computer. It's like shortcuts in some ways. So you get quicker at doing those commands when you know that you use it quite often.
And of course, before the days of, as your computing teacher will tell you, before the days of having mice, all computers were controlled just by typing and instructions, giving like text instructions. So
but now we find it so easy because now we just tap on folders or
we take it for
click
granted.
on click on buttons. That's much easier than actually typing in different commands. So what stage are we currently at with people? What are they doing for us?
Well, currently we are hashing the drive and we are getting the drive mounted. And mounting just means, what does that mean?
I don't know.
To get the drive just loaded up onto the computer so that we can start examining the files on it. And once we've mounted the drive, we can start seeing perhaps, are there any interesting files? Are there some documents? Are there some little bits of information?
Search through it a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And we're going to be sifting through the information to find things that are relevant to the case.
Why don't you have a look and see who's using the activity just now, how people are progressing. I can tell you that I can see we've got quite a few questions being answered from Portlathon Academy, so well done to them.
Well done, Portlathon Academy.
Beeslack Community High School.
Beeslack, well done.
Clydebank High School as well. So you've got a lot of correct answers, so well done. People from all over the world. Ochmuchti, how do you say that?
Ochmuchti, I would say.
Ochmuchti High School.
Well done.
Thank you, well done. And many, many more people. we're seeing all of your evidence as it's coming in.
Yeah.
So keep working away because we can see exactly how much progress we're making. It's very impressive.
Yes. And we need all of that evidence so that we can build up a really strong case study to report back to our friends in Police Scotland.
Well done, Prestwick Academy as well. You've done well collecting evidence and looking through the chat logs, so well done.
And St Mungo's High School as well. Well done to you.
Lucas from Clydebank High, he's doing well too. Going through the chat logs at the moment, I can see that.
That's good.
And Mia from Beeslack Community High School, good, well done for you. I can see that you're currently trying to find those chat logs, so keep using that terminal environment, keep going through it.
So they're looking through some chat logs at the moment.
Yeah.
That's what we're investigating.
Theon has managed to just mount the image with read-only access as well, so
That was really good. Well done.
Yep.
Mounting evidence and making it read-only. Why would we want to make it read-only?
Well, we mentioned the chain of custody earlier. An important part of collecting this evidence is that we don't let it be tampered with. So by mounting the drive as read-only, we're being extra careful in not letting us accidentally change
Change it.
anything, because we don't want to change the forensic copy. This is just
That's it.
this is just our, this is the perfect copy that we're going to be using for the investigation.
Because if we changed it, then the case would be like finished. Really,
It would be
wouldn't
in the bin.
It would just be
Yeah.
it'd be in the bin.
Yeah,
Yes.
insoluble. But thankfully we are being good at the thing that we're doing, and we're using the read-only mode, so we're not going to destroy any of the evidence. Portobello High School, well done, Elise. I can see that you're working away through the chat logs right now.
some great tweets coming in from Clydebank High School as well. Good, well done for you.
Thank you, Clydebank.
Thanks, Clydebank.
Good photos there. Mr. Neil's class, you're also doing a really good job as well. I can see he's working through that activity right now.
Where's Mr. Neil's class?
Mr. Neil's class,
Do you know?
yeah, I can find out.
Shout out to Mr. Neil.
Beeslack High.
Beeslack,
Beeslack
well done.
Community High
Thank
School.
you.
Shout out to all the Mr. Neils out there, because I had two
Did
at
you?
my school. Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
And a tweet from Prestwick Academy's just come in too, so yeah.
Excellent, thank you, Prestwick Academy. It's good to see you.
Well done. It's very exciting.
So people are still looking through the chats from what I can see. We'll give them another minute or two to do that before we move on. But I think that some of them are starting to discover some interesting evidence, because I suppose what might be the types of thing you'd be interested in when you're looking through a drive like this? What might be useful to the police?
There's probably lots of useful information to the police on this drive.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think of your own devices, your own phone, how much information maybe we store on these sort of things.
You know, my whole life is on this phone. If somebody found this, they could find out where I've been, where I'm going, who I've been talking to. So, sorry?
So we're interested in the messages.
Yep. So we're interested in the messages and the chat logs and who's been talking to whom, because
that might lead us somewhere. You know, if we know who they're speaking to, what they're planning, but I know from myself, if someone was to look through my messages, there's lots of information on there for people to like find out, but also to sift through as well. You know, I could have multiple chats and group chats with friends that have got so many messages to get through. That can be quite time consuming. It can be quite difficult to search through. But there are tools that we can use to kind of help us do that, and one of them is something that you're exploring right now in the terminal.
grep.
So can you see some of the evidence that's coming in just now? Like, can you see what they're searching for and what they found? I can tell you.
Yeah.
If you could tell us, yeah,
Well,
shout
go on
out
then.
some.
Yeah, it looks like they found messages from a conversation from someone called Neville, who seems to be a known,
Very suspicious.
well, they're a known criminal.
a known
Nev-
criminal. Who'd
Well-
have thought that? That's really not on.
Well, that's
it's
probably
like-
quite a key bit of evidence. If
Yeah.
they've been speaking to a known criminal called Neville.
Yeah, Neville.
I've heard of him. Do you know that?
Have you?
Yeah, because he's known.
He's known.
He's a known criminal.
Well, we now know that the guy is speaking to Neville, so I guess that gives us a
that's
hot
some.
lead.
That's some like you know, suspicious activity? If are they planning something perhaps, or
Well,
what do we
we've
know?
had some results coming in that people
Okay.
are searching for key phrases that
What
might
key
actually,
phrases are they looking
Well, they
for?
were looking for things like criminal, evidence, hideout.
Good thinking. So
Well, we can see actually a lot of the evidence that is coming through right now. You're doing really well, by the way, in collecting and collating all of this for us, because there's so much evidence
Yeah.
to work through.
yeah,
So let's have a wee look at some of the evidence that we're getting right now. I can see a lot of people sort of clicking through things. 1 second. I've got pages and pages and pages of evidence here. It's almost unmanageable.
that's good though.
That's great.
There's a lot of evidence that
It's
we're
great.
having to.
Giving us a lot of work to do here.
So you're looking for key phrases like
Mm.
criminal, hideout, something else maybe, and that will help build a more specific, you know, trail that we can kind of use to follow and investigate. Because otherwise, if we just sat there and read through all of the messages, it might take us ages.
Yeah.
So it's good that if we know things like secret or hideout or
And
criminal.
it seems that some of you have found that Neville and this other guy are interested in keeping to a life of crime. They're not intending to give up crime.
Interesting. So that is quite suspicious.
Very suspicious. It's a morsel of criminality
Yeah.
that we should
Yeah.
look into.
Do you want to maybe we could try and get some up on the screen, some of the evidence that's been collected so
Yeah.
far?
Let's take a look.
hmm
There we go.
We've made it nice and
Oh,
transparent for
look,
you.
look at all their little avatars. Brilliant. We've got 96 gigabytes of data.
Wow. That's a lot.
We're going to need a bigger hard drive
Yeah,
because that is a lot of data.
that's
should
a
I-
liability.
Well, another.
And well done,
There's Portobello
High
High
School. You
55 files. That's really important. We'll probably need them later to look through. I like those little avatars as well.
Yeah.
It shows really good characters here. Keep it
that's
up.
really impressive.
Keep up the
Well
good
done.
work. There's Beeslack Community High School. 143 files for us. That's a lot of files.
A lot of legwork.
Mm-hmm. They must do a lot of conversations, these Neville and the criminal.
They have.
But I wonder if they've been planning this for a while. They might need to, you know, I don't know.
Might need to do what?
We need to keep an eye on them.
Portobello
yeah.
High School have been doing quite well. I think their evidence has been coming through there.
Well done, Portobello High School.
Well done.
Congratulations. Helping us crack the case. That's appreciated.
Yes.
I have to say, like, if I was left to do all this by myself, it would probably take years. But by pooling our talents and resources, we're able to
And our
work through a
skills.
case much quicker. Yeah. So if you've got these skills, and it seems like all of you do,
Look at Clyde Bank. They've got 256 gigabytes of data for us.
that's fantastic.
Well done, Clyde Bank.
All of that data collected by people who are really well organised. So if this is you, if you're getting through this evidence and you're enjoying it, there could be so many jobs available for you in the future. And people who work in forensics earn more than average, don't they?
Yeah, so I think at the moment, like the average sort of salary for someone in this type of role is about £36,000 a year, which is a lot higher than the average person in Scotland. So
Yeah.
it, you know,
That's more than me right now.
it's a
that's
lot
really
more than
good.
most people.
Yeah.
You know, most people. So this is a really good, high-paying job, and
That's
something
fantastic.
that's really important, and one that not everybody realises that they maybe have the skills or talent to do. So it's maybe something exploring if you've enjoyed doing this at the moment.
So based on the evidence that's coming in at the moment, I think there's been some interesting chat conversations there
Okay.
about perhaps planning some sort of escape.
What
What else could we do?
Yeah,
What could we do now
the
that we know that?
evidence, the evidence seems to be indicating that this guy's been speaking to a known criminal, Neville, right?
Yes, we know him.
And they're heading to a criminal hideout somewhere.
Okay.
So we need to figure out
Where that is.
where that is, where are they headed to, what are they planning next. So we're going to look further into the evidence to find where they're off to.
Yeah. You might need to look into a little bit more detail of the conversations, the activity that he's kind of been doing.
Not just that, Kirstie, but also the web history too.
Yeah. So what would be quite useful is, like, you know, if we know that he's planning an escape, to somewhere, then how is he going to get there? You know, he's going to likely need to buy a ticket for something, maybe a train or a bus or a plane.
Taxi.
A taxi, who knows? So he'll probably have to plan his escape route. So there might be stuff in the browsing history that he's been to try and navigate and find his way to wherever he's planning on going.
And I'm thinking, if I were a criminal and I were trying to...
You were a criminal?
Yeah,
okay.
if I were a criminal, not.
Okay.
If I were a criminal, what would I do? Like, I'd probably try to get away. I'd probably try to find a way out quite quickly.
Great.
So
onto your computers and let's follow that task.
So they're on searching for the web history. Why would the police sort of look for this sort of browsing history? Why would that be relevant for them?
well, you know, browsing history can tell you a lot about someone. If you've got someone's browser history, you can figure out where they work, you could figure out where they travel, you could figure out, you know, their politics, all kinds of personal things that might help you solve a case like this. So it's a really, really important trail to have, to be able to see on someone's computer what have they been looking at, because it can tell you a lot about a person.
Where they've been, what they're doing,
Where they're going to go.
where they're going, which is probably the most important in this one, to find out where are they planning on escaping to. And the police would do this sort of thing. They would probably look up the history of a criminal to see if they'd been searching for things that could be lead to criminal activity, because that could be used as evidence in certain cases.
Buster from Presswick Academy is giving us a shout out, so thanks for that as well, Buster.
Thank you, Buster.
Thank you, Buster. Thank
And
you.
good work with Port Latham Academy as well. They've been discussing all the different sort of Linux commands as well. They've said that they're running as part of this terminal, because these are real, although this is a fictional tool, it's based on the real things that you'd be using.
Yeah, these are real commands that you're putting into your computer. So the ls command will give you a list of things,
A list of files,
a list of
directories.
files,
Yep.
directions, the changing directory, the CD, changing to locations to locate for things.
In fact, if you've got a Mac or a Unix PC or a Linux PC, you can use these commands in your terminal to actually navigate your computer. So you can use CD and ls to explore your computer. It's exactly the same as real life.
And the Windows App Store now also has a terminal
Oh,
app
yeah.
that you can install to use it as well.
Is that the Unix thing?
Yeah, I think it's just called Terminal.
Terminal? You can do it in Windows too?
Yeah.
I can see that we've got a lot of interesting evidence coming in as well from Presswick Academy. Ochmati? Oh God. I should go to- Ochmati, thank you very much for the evidence.
I can tell people have found some interesting evidence. Maybe if you found an interesting URL, why don't you look at that URL? So don't just paste that in. That's not the answer, but you might find the answer.
Yeah, so
using
if you've found an interesting URL,
Mm.
you normally, what is a URL? Well, it's a web address, isn't it? So you would normally type in a web address onto like a new window and a new tab on your Windows
Yep.
page. So not actually in the terminal itself, but you might have to go outside your terminal.
And not into Google either.
and
You
not
wouldn't paste it into Google, you'd
no,
paste it
because
into
we already know the address. So
Exactly.
we want to take that address and put it into a new window and see where that opens.
So if you're on that part, when you're looking at the web addresses, copy each address and paste it into a new browser window and look through and see if you can find some evidence of where the attacker is, or sorry, the criminal, the suspect, that's the language,
suspect,
where the
yeah.
suspect is headed to.
Yep, because he's not been charged by anything yet.
And I'm still thinking about hospitals,
Yeah.
cyber security.
People are trying to locate where he might be escaping into. Some people have said United Kingdom. We need to be more specific than that. We need to.
So
go down.
we've had intelligence already that we know that it's going to be in Scotland already. So we've already narrowed it down.
Yeah.
But we need to be even more specific than that. We need
Yeah.
to make sure that we can send out our units to that exact location, and we don't want to be giving them sort of United Kingdom in general, because that could be anywhere. We need to be very, very specific.
A lot of guesses for Dundee. That's not correct.
Dundee is not correct. That was the last criminal in the before, not this time.
Neither is London, although it's a good guess. We know it's in Scotland though, so let's narrow it down to places in Scotland.
And not just guessing, like follow the evidence,
Yeah.
see where it's going to, read what you're seeing on the screen.
Have a look through the different web pages to see if you can find the location that you might be.
And also, I can see some of you have found evidence and have put it in and it seems correct, but our software is only going to recognise it if you spell it exactly correctly, so make sure that your spelling's right if you're having problems.
So Laura from Beeslack Community High School, you're very close. You're very close.
Well done, Laura.
You're very close.
But
just check your spelling on it.
That's right. We've got a few correct answers starting to come in now as well.
That's great.
Yep, well done
Great
to
see.
Kira at Prestwick Academy.
Well
And
done.
well done to Callum.
From Clyde Bank High School. Well done.
Excellent sleuthing. I'm not going to read that out. Well done to Elliot. No, sorry. Well done to Callum at Clyde Bank High School as well.
St Mungo's doing well here.
So I can see some of you are inputting the right URL address, but that needs to go onto a new web page so that you can find out from that web page the exact location of where that criminal is leading to.
Thanks for the shout out, Brad. But keep working on the activity. Yep, good, keep going.
Thanks, Brad.
Uckmuckty High School have sent us a bit of evidence in a receipt so that we've, they've sent us their evidence report already.
Well done, Auchmuckty.
Well done, yeah, that's excellent. We will have a note of that.
Brilliant. Yes, make sure that you get your teacher to take a photograph and tweet it to @DigitalWorldHQ and use the hashtag CyberSkillsLive, and we'll give you a shout out.
So if you're kind of enjoying this sort of work of forensics and subjects that you might want to study at school, could be definitely computing science, I would recommend that one.
Physics as well.
Maybe
It's
physics.
relevant.
And maths.
Maths, yep, exactly.
I love maths at school.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Ah. I was rubbish at maths.
Right, yeah. Well, there you go.
But there's plenty of
Different
jobs in tech.
career paths for everyone.
Exactly, there's all kinds of career paths in the cyber industry, and in the forensics industry, if you're organised, as all of you seem to be, there are so many opportunities to work in the forensics space.
There's lots of courses here in Scotland that you can study this as a career, so you can look that up for universities and colleges.
I hear Edinburgh Napier's got a good course actually.
Yeah, they've actually got one on digital forensics.
Do they?
Yes.
Right.
So there you go.
A lot of
Fantastic.
good a lot of correct answers seem to be coming in just now. Well done, Clydebank High School. Ramsey from Portleathen Academy, you've got the right answer there. Ross from Portleathen, you've got the right answer there. Ellie, you're very close. I think you forgot to. Oh no, I think you've got it. That's it. Well done, Ellie
Well
from St
done, Ellie.
Mungo's.
From St Mungo's.
Well done, Sir Ewan Graham. For your actually, sorry, that was incorrect, but I like your name. That's good. Well,
Try it again.
almost. You're very close
You're
with your
very
guess.
close, but not
Again,
quite.
spelling is everything. Like it's even though a human might think, oh, that's right, the computer's unforgiving. So, and also spaces. Remember to put in a space if you've got something with a space. Well done to who else we got? Let's see. Well done to Sam at Clydebank High School. You've got the correct answer.
And Abby from Beeslack Community High School. Well done, you've got the right answer.
Very good work.
So you'll have a digital receipt, evidence report on your screen. Excellent. Well done.
Yeah, and that will have your information about the case on it as well. It will tell us,
Everything that you've collected for us.
Yes, exactly. The evidence you've collected. It will tell us your officer name, your unit name, which is your school, and also it will show. What else does it show? It's got something else on it.
What you've done.
What you've done.
What you did, and the date. It's got the date. That's not so important. Take a photo of that and tweet it to us once you've finished the activity.
Because we're going to gather all this evidence that you've submitted to us, and we'll make sure that we dispatch units ASAP.
Yeah.
Should I press P or?
No, not P.
Well, C then.
C.
P.
C. No, not P. Oh, well, yeah, you could.
Am I not?
Yeah, I know, you should
Are
actually.
we
Yeah.
on that stage?
I think so, yeah.
I think we are. Because well done to
Going.
Well done, well done to Lucas at Prestwick Academy. My old school doing me proud once again with all of the correct answers. Fionn
Fionn.
who's somewhere else. Well done for your
Another
correct
group.
answer.
And he's still continuing, still continuing. Units just
Yeah.
drop off slightly, please.
So I can see some of you are still looking at the address URL. So we want to put that into a new window and not submit that as the answer.
Yep.
Because there's more details in that window that we need to, as the answer instead. So we want to copy that website and put it into a new window and have a look through and see if we can find something that's good for that.
Well done to Zane, who's got the answer as well.
Oh, well done, Zane.
Prestwick Academy. Fantastic.
Still, so keep them.
A lot of people seem to be saying Young Scott. As far as I'm aware, Young Scott's not a place, but it's a good guess because
place?
it's one of the links. But look into all of the links and check
Try some of those.
what physical place they might be going to.
Cool, keep going.
And also, I see some people are putting in just a short version of
Yeah.
the answer. Read the full place name that they're heading to. So keep going and keep up the good work.
Got lots of evidence being submitted.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them are slight spelling issues. Well done to Ewan from Portlethen Academy. You've got it right. We have
Matthew from
Matthew?
other groups. Well done.
well done Matthew from other groups. Well done. You've got it right.
Who else? Yep, Jack from Portlethen as well. Well done.
Yeah, Roger, he's right. Delta, Tango Victor, Charlie 9.
With some very interesting answers. I can tell you it's not Largs, but keep up the good work.
Although it's a nice place to visit.
I like Largs.
It's not where the criminal is heading.
No. That's where I would go though if I was committing a crime. I'd go to Largs.
2 or 3 more minutes to crack this case before we move on.
Yep. So keep
Get
submitting
answers
the evidence. We can see what's coming up here.
Ashley at Portlethen as well. Well done.
That was a good address, but it's not the right answer. That was a very specific, detailed address there, but it's not what we were looking for.
Laura at B-Slack Community High School. Well done.
Well done. So keep looking through it, having a look at those website addresses, open it into a new tab, search for something that, you know, what website address might they go on to for planning an escape. I think there's one for Young Scott. I don't think they would be looking at how to, you know, their campaigns.
2 more minutes to get
There
this.
might be another one that's more suitable.
Keep up the good work. Keep cracking the case.
Well done, Prestwick Academy.
Look at all that evidence.
It's a lot of
PC
evidence.
Blair's evidence has just been sent into us in the report.
Yep.
PC Ryan, we've got your evidence as well.
Thanks,
you.
PC Ryan, PC Blair.
Lewis from Prestwick Academy, thanks for sending your evidence. Alex, PC Alex, yeah. PC Jack,
PC Jack.
PC's Kyle, Jack and Laura from B-Slack Community High School.
Well done.
PC Zane, we've got your evidence as well, brilliant.
Lots going on here. The last few minutes to submit as much as you can.
Good work Finlay as well from Prestwick. Who But 1 more minute to get all that in.
Keep going. Well done, PC Nikita. That's excellent work. You've got the correct answer and you've got your report. You can see that that's come through.
Yes, thank you.
And PC Sam, PC Ross,
We've got a detective from St Mungo's High School as well, thank you.
an anonymous detective. That's very secure. Well done. PC
Suzanne.
Jade, yep,
And Jade.
from St Mungo's and Clydebank High School. Well done.
I think we're ready to wrap up this case.
Excellent. I think we've got a lot of evidence here that we can basically put together and report back.
So this is enough evidence, hopefully, to pass on to the case, and they can go and have a nice word.
So what's the
Yeah.
answer?
This man,
So the answer is,
Dunrobin Castle.
so well done to
Well done.
everyone that got that answer there. Thank you for investigating the crime with us. Today we're going to send out our units to Dunrobin Castle to make sure that we can investigate and speak to the known suspect.
Yeah.
We do have one final task for you, which is to share your feedback with us from this activity that you did today. So that will be coming up on your screen. If you could take a few minutes to submit that form back to us, that would be greatly appreciated. And we want to thank you for your time here this morning. The next live lesson we will be running again in February, which is next year, the 18th of February, the Tuesday, and that's part of Cyber Scotland Week. So we look forward to seeing you then. Make sure you tell all your friends and get your teachers to make sure that you're signed up for that class. And we hope to see you then next year.
Well done.
But
Great
thank
work.
you everyone. Well done. Yes.
Do our feedback task in that day.
So
Yes,
once-
do the feedback thing. That's really good.
Yeah, it's always good to get feedback.
Yeah, because then we know like what you liked, what bits worked well, what we could improve. It's really good to get your thoughts on it.
Are we getting some answers in from our feedback?
I think we will be.
We'll have a look at that after.
Excellent.
See, a lot of people learning have said that they already were getting some feedback answers, and people are learning about the skills of how to examine evidence. So if you enjoy that, remember there are so many careers in this area, and it's a growing industry as well. So if you're interested in this, and you've obviously got a talent for it, keep up the good work, and
Yeah.
there are plenty of opportunities for you.
Yeah. And I'd suggest choosing computing science at school. That would be your first step, is to choose that as your subject, because I know some of you will probably be choosing your subjects. I would imagine soon, or at some point.
Yeah, at
Down
some
the
point.
line.
Yeah.
What other subjects might be useful for them to study if they can't do computing?
So you can certainly study physics, that would be a good one. Maths is always handy. I would also suggest maybe English as well, just because of some typing errors, that's always a good one to sort of study there.
Yeah, definitely. Literacy is good.
It is, you've got to have an eye for detail, so that's a good one. So maths and English, probably a science.
And if you read a lot of Sherlock Holmes, that'll probably help your sleuthing as well. So English is good.
Well, a lot of this activity wasn't just based on the technical skills. You had to think about, like, you know, what evidence am I going to try and find, putting it together. So it's not just about
It's
the
a lot of
You're
thinking
using-
skills.
Yep, logical thinking.
Deduction.
How many
sorts of
people
things.
work in this sort of area?
There's about 13,000 jobs in this area. That's a lot. So it's a growing demand as well. There's a 3% average rate. This is becoming more important, and it goes across every job. Even if you're working in catering, or if you're working in travel and tourism, if you're working in hospitality, design, you name it, cybersecurity skills are a key part of every job that we need today, because actually about 30% of businesses are affected by cyber attacks, so it's really important that we make sure that we are helping to protect and make Scotland a cyber resilient nation. And we need you. Yes, you.
Brilliant. I think it's about time to wrap up then.
So, great.
Yep. Once you finish the feedback, thank you very much for joining us. It's been a real pleasure.
And we look forward to seeing you again in the live lesson next year, Tuesday
18th?
18th.
Sorry.
Tuesday the 18th.
Tuesday the 18th.
Tuesday the 18th of February. Get it in the diary. Cyber Scotland Week. We look forward to seeing you then. Thank you.
was really good. That was really good. That went really well. How did you